You're from
New Zealand?
Okay, yeah, I thought I heard that.
Oh no. Okay, all right. Here we go, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Little different to Joe's accent, but
yeah,
I
it's
don't
different.
have a New Zealand accent.
No, of course. All right. What the fuck? You're saying that we did something
Bro.
wrong. What did we do wrong?
Oh yeah. Mantis is also a rage baiter, okay? All right. Oh god. Everyone in this space.
What did I do wrong?
It's crazy.
No, first of all, you called me out to come up here to talk
Yeah,
about
true.
why I said stop calling it a lie. Bitch, you keep doing this fucking thing where you're like, what? It's a lie. Okay,
Yeah.
number one, there's probably some people who are being dishonest or like hyperbolic or exaggeratory or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay, I grant you this.
Okay.
But there are people who just have a difference in perspective, and that's not lying, dude.
Okay, so
Stop.
there are some people who are lying. So there are some people who are saying, I'm not a lawyer. That's a lie. There are some people who are saying that
That's obviously.
Well, okay, yes. Technically, Pisco is a lawyer. Okay, I remember some people in my chat were spreading the fact that Pisco wasn't a lawyer. No, I think he is a lawyer. Yeah. Fuck. Don't spread misinformation. Fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway.
things that we didn't say,
Not
like,
big
for
deal.
example, that we are arguing on the Joe Manchin point. So maybe you're telling me that
Ernie?
they didn't watch it closely.
Pisco has not proven he's a lawyer. Yeah, but it's like, dude, am I really one to like fuck? I mean, in order to prove it, he would have to dox himself, right? Like, why would
Enough, and
why
so
would I
they
do that? It's
they don't know
yeah,
that we
it's
didn't like
unreasonable.
completely support Hutch in that instance.
Well,
But I
most
take that
people
to be
are
a lie.
fucking idiots. Most people are
Okay.
ignorant, all right? Let's be honest. Most people are just stupid. And most people have like, when it comes to this situation, I think it's very obvious what's going on here. And so you can get
He quit his lawyer. Yeah, he quit to do YouTube full time, right?
all nitty gritty down into like these little like lawyery autistic weeds that you do. But
Mhm.
it's very obvious what's happening. There is a distinct
Improving him?
ideological divide happening. And there are like
Okay, let's be very fair, okay? All right. If a chatter is saying it, I'm less inclined to believe it than versus like a streamer saying it, okay? Like, yeah.
what do you
Yeah.
call them? Like dog whistles or moments where you are watching something and you catch a vibe. And it is a vibe thing. And so like I watched that Live and Learn
Yeah.
episode.
Thank you.
And
By
I
the
don't
way,
like the
appreciate the
Vanguard.
support.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah,
You-
I do like. I like you guys.
I
I
know,
watch
I
you
know.
guys all the time. I like you. Yeah. But I just think that, like, it's very clear that. So, for example, someone put it pretty well in the conversation the other day. They called in and they said, when Hutch is disagreeing with the Vanguard, he's pretty vehemently disagreeing. He's like, no, you are wrong on this. This is the
Right.
substantive point I am disagreeing with you on. And you guys all go, yeah, I agree with Hutch, actually. I think you are wrong on that, Vanguard. However, and then the diatribe goes on very heavily weighted onto the side of, we do need to look at this and we do need to look at that from the Vanguard. And so the perspective, if that is all three of you doing it, on one person who's meant to be like you're agreeing with, is that it's weighted against kind of Hutch. Like that, it feels like you kind of
I
are
understand
trying
that
to
impression,
cozy
but,
up to the Vanguard and be a little bit like cocksuckers, really.
I think that's fucking wild.
Okay, that is my fucking perception as well, okay? I'm sorry, okay? Like Pisco can disagree with this. Like Pisco, oh god, that's true. I remember. Yeah, she's like that. Like the thing is that Pisco can disagree with this all he wants, but the thing is that my impression is the Vanguard has more clout than Hutch. Okay, so it does look good if you're trying to defend, if you defend the Vanguard, right? While smacking down one of Vanguard's ops, right? Who is your co-host, someone who you're supposedly supposed to like back up, right? To some degree, like not saying sweep, but at least like. I don't know. It's just like, fuck. And now the entire discourse is about this, you know? Who's your cam died? Oh, fuck. Why? Sure, the pleasure isn't ring. Okay. Alright, we're back. Okay, thank God. Okay, holy shit. I can see the wall. It tricked me. You can also see more on my piano, too. Okay.
But let me respond
This
to
is
it.
reality, though.
I think that there are a couple of instances
so
in
bad.
which I say, for example, so I say
edit that
kind
part
of,
out.
yeah, you can't bully Manchin, you can't bully Manchin. That's kind of all I say, right? I don't repeat all of Hutch's points why you can't bully Manchin. I just say, you can't bully Manchin. I agree with that. You can't bully
voice.
Manchin. Here's where I agree with the Vanguard. So that pattern
It's
that you're
your history
describing,
with
where
Mantis.
where I specifically say, Hutch is right about this, but let me talk about this, where I see where you're coming from and I agree a little bit. I think that happened once or twice, for sure. Agree with it. I don't think it's inappropriate, but it happened the other way too. So, for example, on the student loan aspect, immediately I'm going through all the litigations that occurred with the student loans and dwelling.
This is Sofer? Wait, what? Okay. Do you only show up? Do you only show up whenever Mantis or Tom is like mentioned? You don't show up otherwise.
On
Yes,
why Hutch
hello,
is correct
Sofer.
in that point. And so the pattern that you described
I actually
existed.
don't have a problem with you getting the student loan point. I think that that was
No,
one
Watch of Awesome.
very good
Oh,
example. That's why
thanks.
you keep bringing it up of the thing that you should have done with the mansion
Blast
shit.
from the past.
But that's what you did with student
what do you want me
loan
to do?
shit.
You want to be like, you guys are absolutely wrong about Mansion Point, like, and you have to grant this to Hutch because like just repeat all the Hutch's points.
I think the reason why Hutch is so adamant on calling out these like things that you say are silly and there's no point in like harping on them. I think the reason why Hutch probably is adamant on calling these things out is because right now there is a distinct ideological little bit divide going on, and it is important to fight for the things that you do like really view as pragmatic or not. And so I think it is, if you think it's not pragmatic or it is pragmatic, this is the fucking moment to call that shit out. And I think it's important that that's what everyone is doing. Like, it's at the moment I'm seeing you and Josiah and Econoboy. I mean, Econoboy is a little different since he came out as socialist.
He came out.
You
Yes.
guys are.
Dude, what? Oh, wow. Econoboy came out as socialist. Whoa. Dude, I could have never seen it. Whoa. I could have never seen this coming ever. Oh, that's crazy. Econoboy, a socialist? Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Are a little more progressive than Hutch. He is a little more towards the center. There is a divide going on, and none of this is surprising. People should be kind of fighting for that place in the party where they belong.
I disagree that it's ideological. So I think there's two things. So it's either strategic in the sense that we're all
strategic more.
I don't think it's ideological because like we're all talking about Biden's agenda, right? Like no one's saying Biden should have done this because what we really wanted is a massive left-wing policy. Like we're talking about our different opinions on strategy to.
Did she really call in to fight with Pisco about Hutch? There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Fuck. Is there really anything wrong with that? I don't think so, right? Fuck. Like, here's the thing. Dude, okay, listen. I don't even like Mantis all that much, okay? But also, like, you look, listen, I've got Mantis haters in chat, including you, okay? But the thing is that it's just like, bro, I defend Hutch. What are you talking about? I would probably do the same thing. Anyway.
Achieve what were admittedly Biden policies that he ran on. So that's number one, why I don't think it's ideological. And the other part of why I don't think it's
Hutch is
ideological.
A moron? Oh, no. What? What? No, you're one of these. It's over, dude.
I think it's personality driven. I think a lot of this is bitterness on things that have nothing to do actually with the merits of what we're talking about, and have to do with appearances, optics, and this general notion of like alliances and cliques and stuff like that, which have nothing to do with the merits of what we're talking about. So I don't think it's that ideological, at least in these specific instances.
Well, I used to think that, Pisco.
Literally everyone but you thinks he's a moron, including Destiny. Dude, I'm sorry, but when Hutch speaks, he's just correct. What? What are you talking about, bro? Like, fuck. It can't be. Like, what am I wrong on? Like, I feel like I just agree with him on everything. Anyway.
Used to think that it wasn't. I mean, I agree with you that in terms of live and learn and the fights that you guys are, or the disagreements that you guys are having, that it's probably more strategic based, especially with Hutch is very more like trying to just actually get shit done. But I do disagree with people who are saying that there isn't an ideological divide or a thing happening. I think I would have said that maybe a month ago, but after getting onto TikTok, and I know you guys aren't on TikTok, but I am seeing the ideological difference actually manifest a lot stronger on TikTok. And unfortunately, it is leading to places like it's making people do and say and behave and advocate for things that are just fucking retarded and insane. So I don't agree. I think there is, I don't know if you've cottoned onto it yet. I think you think that it is all just like silly. And like, I do agree with the caller before and stuff where you say that for the most part, streamers aren't really influencing politics like on the ground in policy.
He doesn't like him, but I don't think he hates him. Okay, like the thing is that I think the reason why Destiny has such a problem with Hutch is because not only did Hutch burn the bridge, but Hutch basically said at some point, "Okay, the only way I can forgive Destiny is if 5 years have passed and he has redeemed himself." That's basically why Destiny has such a. But then when I asked Hutch about it, he was like, "No, I think that was just like a throwaway comment that I was addressing, and I had to come up with a number on the spot, but I didn't know it got to Destiny like that." So, and then ever since then, every single time Hutch is mentioned, Destiny keeps on repeating that like fucking 5 years point, which is stupid, right? Because it just seems as though Hutch was trying to address like a random ass comment in his chat. I don't know, it's just whatever.
But I do think they are influencing young minds. I do think they're influencing the way people see the world, and I do think that is growing, and I do think it's important to recognize this. So
what I'm going to say is, like, I think there is an ideological divide among a lot of people. What I'm saying is the conflict on our podcast doesn't represent an ideological divide. That to me, I feel like we're just arguing about strategery, right? To quote Bush, it's strategery about what we should and shouldn't do. Like, and I think that people are lumping us in to like an ongoing. Maybe it's part of it's ideological, but a lot of it I also think is personal. It has to do with, for example, Ethan Klein versus Hassan, and Destiny versus Hassan, and I think that there's a growing sense that like it's about the interpersonal coalitions and really about like I don't know.
No, the problem is that, like, once someone separates from Destiny, they have to make their entire personality about, like, hating everything Destiny likes and liking everything Destiny hates, or you have to defend... It's not even about that, because everyone acknowledges that Hassan is a fucking idiot, but, like, no one, like, everyone will just, like, go that extra length to, like, defend Hassan a little bit more, or go that extra length to, I don't know, defend, like, anti-fans a little bit more, or you don't have to change your entire fucking worldview just because you separate from Streamer Daddy. Anyway, whatever.
A notion that we should have like virtue signaled more, and then at the end of every statement I make, it should say Hassan bad, leftist bad, for virtue signal purposes, and as part of like in-group.
My issue is that if Pisco really thought this way, why the fuck haven't Pisco debated Destiny on any of this or expressed any of these thoughts prior to the bridge burn or prior to the leak drama? I just don't get it. Why? I feel like if all of these like fucking liberals like held these positions, fuck, there would be at least like one debate in terms of Israel versus Palestine, or unless you're telling me they only got these positions after they like after the bridge burn, which then begs the question, what exactly gave them these positions, right? If that's true, and Straighter Raid is the one that's inserting herself into all of this, okay, and inserting herself into the fucking space, right, the live and learn space, that makes me highly suspect. I'm just saying, okay? Like, I have circumstantial evidence only, okay? Not precise evidence, all right? I'm not sure if Pisco shifted further left if he was moderating his political leanings while friends with Destiny. Well, but then that's retarded. He always came off as someone who is, like, extremely combative. So he's only combative on points, on some points, but not others? Okay.
Outgroup selection process. That's what it feels like. And I don't. You could say that there's an ideological divide elsewhere among the left online. I'll have you know that right now the current Democratic leadership is historically unpopular, and so there seems to be massive agreement that whatever we're doing right now ain't working at the leadership.
You get what I'm talking about, right? Like I'm just gonna say it just felt like Pisco went mask off the moment he separated from Destiny, and now he can fully like defend Hassan or some shit, right? Like that's what it comes off to me, which is retarded. Yeah, of course that's slimy.
In terms of our government and our actual officials, but whatever that is, whatever divide that is, I don't think that it's exhibited in our like conversation with the Vanguard. I think that's totally different.
Yeah, I think for the most part you guys are disagreeing on like some strategies, or it's like not as deep as like this huge ideological like massive wedge. But I also am able to see why people see the things that they do, and why people take like get the like the optics. Unfortunately, this is a huge part of the game, and I fucking hate optics. I don't like optics frogging. 100% think it's stupid. But I think when it comes to political shit, because you're an American.
I don't even know if I agree with this. I think it's perfectly fine to care about optics, okay? It's just that my optics game is just different from other people. Like, the thing is that we all agree with different ways to conduct optics, right? Like, the thing is that I do think that the left should not fucking cater to fucking Republicans when it comes to double standards, right? And that is an optics game. It just objectively is if you care about political effectiveness. I don't know, dude. My theory is that Pisco has changed because he's trying to make a good career out of streaming. Sure, but just, it doesn't feel right, okay? At least. It's so stupid. The optics of hand-wringing is... No. Concern trolling is gay. Concern trolling. Hand-wringing is also gay. But usually it's only because hand-wringing is like concern trolling as well. Right? If that makes sense.
And Americans are wrapped so heavily around identity and politics, and optics kind of is important. And this is just what people are doing. They're just like, they're seeing the optics of things, and they're getting vibes, and then they're kind of reacting to those vibes. And then unfortunately, when you keep taking on stupid fucking conversations about Hassan, where you die on hills about Hassan, which I just think you should stop doing.
Wait, really? Like, for optics or for substance? For optics or for substance? Like
both, dude.
Okay.
Dude, like so. When I see Trump fucking around with global entry, I'm going to call that out because I'm anti-Trump. And if it benefits a Trumper, so be it. If it benefits Hassan, so be it. All I'm trying to say is I don't agree with what Trump is doing. And even Destiny now agrees that in terms of what probably happened is that Hassan's speech, his speech was a but-for cause of why global entry was revoked. And so you can say that you think it's justified to revoke based on his speech. I totally disagree with that. But how they're painting it, Mantis, is that factually I've been like...
I mean, here's the thing. Equal rights mean equal fights, okay? All right? If you're already a terrible person, you're going to attract a terrible girlfriend. I'm not saying that Pisco's terrible. I'm just saying, you know, birds of the same feather flock together. If you're not compatible, then eventually you guys are going to separate. But the reason why people are not separating is because you guys are compatible in like a bad way, you know?
I don't know
if that makes sense.
But like pulled into this where I'm just believing Hassan on the basis of no evidence whatsoever.
There's a lot of dumb people who are dumb. But I still think that like you dying on that hill was stupid, but not because I think
everyone thinks it's always the girl's fault, but half of it is the guy's fault. Absolutely.
That you're dishonest and you're like being, I don't know what they're accusing you of, but I'm not that kind of
Listen, I'm just surprised that Pisco is straight
person. I don't make up shit to just like go after people. I think it's silly because I think Hassan obviously is just a fucking crybaby and made a bigger deal out of something. I do think that I'm from a country where we do have hate speech laws, so go fuck yourself, America.
New Zealand doesn't have a First Amendment tradition.
I think that you should have like people who are saying like psycho shit the way that Hassan does. I don't think they should be able to cut the security queue. That's what I think. I'm not in America. Go fuck yourself. That's what I think. So I think that
but hang on a second. So I understand that perspective from someone who doesn't value the First Amendment tradition. And because you live in a society which doesn't have the First Amendment, and listen, I'm not even necessarily saying
we don't have the First Amendment, but we do have it's very, 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 very difficult to be pulled up for your speech in that way. It's like we do have like maybe a handful of cases where someone's threatened an entire to genocide an entire group, and they do get like punished legally. But for the most part, nobody actually.
Can someone give a TLDR? Basically, Mantis comes in saying that Hutch was dogpiled, which is objectively true. Okay, like he was, but okay.
Really does get punished. It's just that we kind of do understand that speech has consequences.
I mean, in a way, she is kind of concerned.
And we don't act like absolutists like you guys.
Yeah, so I'm coming from a different tradition and a different history here. So you should understand why I take it very personally when that happens is because I'm law pilled, I'm procedure pilled, I'm First Amendment pilled, and so of course I'm going to take issue with it, and maybe you'll take less issue with it. But the thing is, what you're saying is.
Wait, but then how do you defend Hassan, who's like almost anti-First Amendment? Like, what, sending people to re-education camps? Is that like, bro, dude, I just don't get it. I just, like, fuck. Pisco defending Hassan has me blackpilled, dude. It's actually so
It's not a big deal, even if it were based on his speech. And I take the position, and that's kind of other people's positions as well. My position.
I mean, he says Hassan's an idiot, but he's not just an idiot. If you say he's just an idiot, that's only half the story, right? Hassan is not just retarded; he's evil, right?
It is a big deal.
Like his ideology is literally evil.
Yeah, but I just think it would be a big deal if you were like revoking his ability to travel.
Hassan memes are re-education camps, by the way. Okay, is Hassan memeing when he says it's okay to rape white girls or rich white girls? Do you think he phrased that as a joke, or like what is everything edgy that he says a joke?
But you're not. You just
is Hassan evil? Yeah, he is.
Letting him not cut the queue. Like you guys act like this is a huge deal when all it was he can't go. He has to go through the normal security queue instead of the fucking cheap one.
But hang on, I'll push you a little bit, Mantis.
Like you said.
Wait, hang on. So I'll push you a little bit. So if someone said, all right, black people are more likely to commit crimes,